Europe is now in a situation in which it will have to very fast reorient itself completely, pull itself up and do something new, because it can't work with the US and it can't work with Russia in the foreseeable future. It'll have to raise itself and work with everybody else, including China. Now, I'm wondering how Mrs. von der Leyen will be able to declare to the Europeans, 500 million people, that, oh, suddenly we're happy to work with the Chinese. I'm really looking forward. Or rather, I don't think she has the intellectual capacity to see where she is. Neither does the rest of this undemocratic organization, led by people who were never elected to their jobs. We're in a very, very difficult situation. I think you see it in Switzerland. It's not going to be nice to live in Europe in the future.
My last question, Sir Oberg. There are those who believe today that Europa has become a war machine and is unable to achieve peace.
Oh, yes. You know, about 15 years ago, I wrote an analysis of the Lisbon Treaty and the US, the EU, and I came to the conclusion this organization, the way it's structured, the way it thinks, the way the treaty is written, and this idea of speaking with one voice will not create peace. As a peace researcher, I happen to know a little bit about what will create peace and what cannot, by organization, by thinking, by words, create peace. Please notice that the first and perhaps the only time when the European Union spoke with one voice was in the dissolution of Yugoslavia. It recognized Slovenia and Croatia out of Yugoslavia. Those of us who knew this place, and it's my third country, so I know it a little bit, shouted and screamed everywhere, including the German ambassador in Belgrade, including Paris de Cuellar. Everybody knew if you take Slovenia and Croatia out of Yugoslavia, you cannot prevent a war in Bosnia. The war in Bosnia was caused by the European Union, which did not prevent the Nobel Peace Prize Committee to donate, to reward the European Union by its fake prize in, I think, 2012. Now, today's European Union is, as you know, built on what a former Foreign Affairs Commissioner said. We are a paradise surrounded by a jungle. I call that racism. Secondly, deep economic crisis. Third, no relationship with the Russia that wants to be part, have always wanted to be part of the West. And it was originally built, if you will, on a Western thinker, namely Marx, like the West was built on Adam Smith. Now, if you go into that combination and then on top of that say, we're not interested in peace and talking with Russia, we want to continue to arm Ukraine so that it can defeat Russia, then you are putting up a bread you cannot bake in your oven. And that combination of economic crisis, intellectual disarmament, and military rearmament into the tune of 800 billion euros on top of what we've already given into the big black hole called Zelensky's Ukraine, means the end of the European Union.